And I'm like dumb excited for this Panasonic Lumix FZ80. What is up, everyone, and welcome to today's video where I'm going to tell you what I think of the Panasonic Lumix FZ80. So in this video, I'm going to show you footage of all the possible resolutions for this camera, with the exception of 720, because y'all really care to see that. So that's going to be answering questions like, what does this camera look like in 4K at 30 frames per second, its highest resolution? What does it look like in 1080p at 60 frames per second? And what does it look like at 1080p in 30 frames per second? But first, let me show you the unboxing of this thing, just in case you click on my Amazon affiliate link in the below section, check my below section for a link to get your very own. So yeah, we're gonna check out the unboxing. Let's see what you would get. We're gonna make a little pile here. All right, what do we got here? All right, so we got our USB-A charger. This is probably gonna be a USB-A to USB-C. Let's confirm. Yeah, so we have USB-C, so it's actually going to be micro HDMI. All right, so here we're going to have our battery slot and our SD card slot. What do we got here? This is the battery. Let's see how long we get. Oh, that's really good zoom. Okay guys, so I hope that was helpful. I'm also going to put some affiliate links to some accessories that go really well with this camera also in my below section. Next, let's check out what the footage looks like, because that's why you're all here. All right, so what you're seeing right now is the 4K 30 frames per second setting. Everything else is standard. So I just wanted you guys to get a good idea of what this looks like. And I'm gonna move a little bit so we can see what the image stabilization is like. And as I'm sort of walking around my dog here, you can see that it's actually pretty good actually. Happy with that. Once again, this is 4K 30 frames per second. Okay, here we are at 1080p 60 frames per second. My dog Maple here is still being gracious enough to be our subject matter. She really loves this ball. You can see she's just torn it up. So you can see her movement is much better represented in 60 frames. Here she is being playful. I'm gonna do the same thing, and I'm gonna get up and I'm gonna stand and walk a little bit to see how the image stabilization is. Now this is 1080p 30 frames per second. And there she goes. And we can walk around a little bit. Maple, come here. Let's see if we can get her to come back for you guys. Maple, come say hello. Go. All right guys, so I promise you a wet and juicy zoom shot, but first, how about a little compilation of some videos not shot in my backyard. As you can see, I went out in nature and sort of just became one with it all, and then oh my god, look at this zoom and the details and them bubbles and the swirly swirl. It's just so much. Yeah. This one right here ain't so bad either. A little artsy fartsy if you ask me. Okay, so now is the obligatory part of the video where I need to tell you what I don't like about this camera. Now, luckily there's really only two things that I can complain about here. And one, the screen on the back here, although I love that it's touchscreen, I love that it pretty much works like a phone where I can just tap what I want to be in focus and it just sort of automatically does it. Just a brilliant feature. I am disappointed that the screen doesn't flip out and turn around, so it makes it really hard to like film yourself. This may not be the best vlogging camera if that's what you're looking for. Luckily, I use a field monitor, meaning I can attach a separate monitor to this camera and just plug it in through the HDMI. So that's not terrible for me, but it might be a factor for you. And then my last and probably the worst thing about this camera is that it does not have a microphone in jack. So you are stuck with the onboard microphone that is right there on the top of the flash. My workaround for this is simple. I just use a external audio recorder and I can use any microphone I want. I just have to sync it back up in post, which for me is not too big of a deal, but again, maybe something for you to consider if you're looking at this camera. Other than those two things though, I am very happy with the way this looks, and I'm definitely going to be using this camera on future projects. And if you're still watching at this point with this extremely long outro, why not consider subscribing, you know? Or write something hateful, stupid, or nonsensical. I don't care. This video is over now.